Good evening, friends, neighbors, and stakeholders. Welcome to Mayor Mantello's third State of the City address. Remember, we're at Rev Hall here, so there used to be music here live. Chief DeWolf's coming up with a guitar after. Besides having the honor of being our great city's deputy mayor, I am also the Troy Local Development's executive director, the not-for-profit corporation that facilitated the purchase of the new permanent city hall, which I do not personally own, don't believe Reddit, and yes, there is plenty of parking. Now that we cleared that up, some things have changed since the last State of the City address, but what has not and will not change is our commitment to delivering for the taxpayers and residents of the great city of Troy. We will continue to focus on what makes Trojans' lives better and attracting visitors to spend their money right here at Brown's Brewery. To see small and large businesses alike invest right here in the city like we're seeing all the time now. This means paving more roads and alleyways. Yes, I said alleyways. Fixing sidewalks, having police walk a beat, ice rinks, new parks, swimming pools, upgrading technology and processes to the 21st century. It is safer and cleaner streets. It is quality of life for all and local government that works for all of the people of Troy. We are focused on the basics, rebuilding Troy's foundation for a strong future. Quality of life is not only what our residents deserve, but also a firm building block for economic development and growth throughout our city. Shortly, you will hear the mayor go into what has been achieved and what is to come. The days of crumbling firehouses, main roads in disrepair, unsafe streets, dirty parks, aged infrastructure, and stalled projects are long gone. We are getting things done with our team right here every day. There have been many positive changes in our city, and the best is yet to come. I couldn't be prouder to serve this great city and to be part of this administration. Without further ado, it is my great honor to introduce my friend, our mayor, Carmella Mantello. Ladies and gentlemen, if able, please rise for the presentation of colors by our Troy Police and Fire Departments. Thank you to Troy's bravest and finest. Let's give them a round of applause. Please remain standing if able for our national anthem, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, I'd like to call Kiera Gronk, senior at Lansingburg High School, to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, who say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Great job.
Wow.
USA! From School 2 to read the Pledge of Allegiance.
Here, I'll hold it. How about that?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Kiera and Natalia. Now I would like to welcome to the podium our mayor, Carmella Mantello.
Well, hello there. Good evening. All right, good evening. Hold on one sec. There. It's terrible. You get at this age, you need cheaters. Terrible, terrible. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's truly wonderful to see so many friends, neighbors, community leaders, and partners, and most certainly my family gathered together. I want to begin by thanking Gary Brown for hosting us this evening. Gary, this is a beautiful venue. Gary bought this building back in 1990. He bought it at a time when very few people wanted to invest in Troy, take a chance on this city, and then took a leap of faith. While others looked elsewhere, Gary believed right here. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. For more than 3 decades, Gary and his family have continued to invest in this building, invest his business into this city. The improvements you see today, including the upcoming renovations to the back deck, are not just upgrades, they're a reflection of pride, resilience, and unwavering belief in Troy's future. Gary, thank you again. Thank you to you and your family for standing with Troy then, for investing in Troy now, and for continuing to believe in where we are going next. I'd like to thank and recognize my family. They're the foundation in everything I do. My husband, Paul, who's home tonight with our son, James. I love you guys. Thank you, Paul, for holding things down and for your constant love and support. Yes, some people do call him St. Paul. My oldest son, Paulie, he's in KC. And thankfully, he has not yet become a Chiefs fan, okay? You know my love for the Bills. I love you, Paulie. I'm so proud of you. See you soon, bub. Here with us tonight are my brother Michael, sister-in-law Dawn, my sister Melinda, my nephews Johnny and Nico, my brother-in-law Rob, who's a state trooper, and Lila. Thank you for being here, always surrounding me with your love and support. My mom is also here with us tonight, the strongest woman I've ever known, the woman who helped shape the very being of who I am today, for better or worse, whoever's out there. I love you, Mom. And finally, my dad, who I miss with every waking moment of every day. Dad, I want you to know that I feel your presence with me constantly. I hear your voice in times of challenge and in moments of achievement, guiding me forward toward what's next. I hope you're proud of me because I couldn't be prouder to be your daughter. I love you, Dad, and I miss you more than words can ever describe. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank my right hand, my Deputy Mayor, Seamus Donnelly. Seamus knows just as well as I do that this job is an everyday grind, believe me. There's no predicting what will be thrown at you on any given day, and no such thing as an easy day. But through it all, Seamus brings an unwavering work ethic, steady leadership, and a deep, genuine love for our city. The progress we've made and the successes we've achieved, Shane, since taking office simply would not be possible without you by my side every step of the way. Thank you for your loyalty, your dedication, and your belief in Troy. I love you, brother. And Alex, where are you? Alex has not slept since last week. Thank you, Alex. Kitty, the fixer of everything. Thank you so much, Kitty. Thank you, Nellie. Few people are with us tonight. If I miss you, I truly apologize. I really thank every one of you who are watching on Facebook and out there tonight. Thank you. County Exec McLaughlin, Assembly Member John McDonald, who's on his way. Dan Wren, thank you, representing Governor Hochul. Colleen Williams, representing Congressman Paul Tonko. Nick Joseph's here from Senator Ashby. We have a couple of county legislators, I believe Carol Weaver, maybe Dan Cassell. If I missed anyone, I apologize. Bill Maloney's here on the county ledge. Thank you, Bill. Thank you to Relentless, Joe Bonilla. Daryl, where are you? Thank you to the team. Thank you very much. And where is our Sheriff Kyle? Sheriff Kyle, thank you so, so much. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for your support. You're crushing it. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the members of our Tri-City Council. City Council President Sue Steele, Katie Spain McLaren from District 3, our new council members, Phil DiLorenzo, District 1, Shaquille Struber, District 2, Noreen McKee, District 4, Jonna Favreau, District 5, Greg Campbell-Cone, District 6. Please join me in welcoming our new council, Ann, Sue, and Katie. Now, folks, although I'm grateful to be with all of you this evening, tonight's event is actually interfering with one of my bi-weekly events. This is usually the night Sue and I get together for girls' night out for some wings and chit-chat. Now, if you follow Troy government over the last month, you might think the mayor and the city council skipped the getting to know you phase and went straight to the family dinner phase. You know, the one where everyone talks over each other. If you're Italian, you really know. Nobody agrees on dessert, but somehow at the end of it all, we all end up at the same table. That tells me one thing. Nobody here ran for office to sit quietly or do nothing. You ran because you care. You care sincerely, you care loudly, and sometimes at full microphone volume. But saying that, in all seriousness, this is what democracy looks like. It can be loud, it can be messy, and sometimes it can make the headlines. But disagreement does not mean dysfunction. It's debate. And despite our differences, I look forward to continuing to work to keep Troy safer, to keep it cleaner, to find common ground to enhance the quality of life for those we serve, and making sure that the next headlines are about progress we deliver together. Thank you for all your service, your dedication, and for keeping Troy's political scene anything but boring. But thank you. And folks, the story of Troy right now is simple. We're back to believing in ourselves. Quality of life is not a slogan, and it's certainly not just something we paint on the side of our trucks. Quality of life is a promise that this city will show up for its residents every single day. It lives in the work ethic of our city employees, in the pride they take in serving Troy, and in the results you can see and you can feel it across our neighborhoods. It means safer streets, cleaner parks, reliable services, and a city government that works. And make no mistake, quality of life is the bedrock of economic development. You can't grow a city unless people feel safe, unless people feel proud of where they live, and unless they believe in its future. This is how we continue building a stronger Troy. As many folks know, public safety, I've said it time and time again, is the foundation of a strong city. And in Troy, the results speak for themselves. In 2025, our city experienced a dramatic reduction in crime across every major category. Violent crime decreased by 23% compared to 2024. Property crime decreased 13%. Burglaries were down 34%. And motor vehicle theft declined by an extraordinary 46%. Shots fired, incidents fell 17%, and shootings decreased 40% year after year and 53% compared to the 5-year average. In addition, more than 130 illegal guns and countless amount of illegal drugs were seized from our streets, making our neighborhoods safer for families, residents, and visitors alike. But these are not accidental outcomes. These results are the direct impact of proactive policing, strategic investments in public safety, and strong collaboration between the Troy Police Department and our community. Because of these investments we made in our police department less than 2 weeks ago, folks, we reached full staffing for the first time in years. We've added an extra school resource officer, an extra traffic officer. One of the key reasons we've reached full staffing in TPD is our commitment to supporting the men and women who serve our city. Through the Resolve PBA contract in 2024, we raised the department's starting salary by $10,000, an investment that has led to real recruitment and retention, ensuring Troy continues to attract and keep outstanding police officers dedicated to keeping our community safe. This is what happens when public safety is treated not as a talking point, but as a true priority. And I say it all the time, stats are great, but people need to feel it. They need to feel safer when they leave their homes. As we move into 2026, we'll continue building this momentum through our highly successful community policing initiatives like our Walking Beat program, an initiative that residents and business owners consistently tell us they value and feel. It doesn't just feel it, it keeps them safe, especially during the outdoor dining season, when an increased police presence helps create a safe and welcoming environment. Whether you're in South Troy, Lansingburg, downtown, I am proud to announce this evening, now that our department is fully staffed, we have the means to expand our Walk and Be program even more across the city. But none of this progress would be possible without the leadership and dedication Chief Dan DeWolf, Deputy Chief Steve Barker, and Assistant Chief Adam Mason, and all the men and women from the rank and file in the Troy Police Department to command who put on their uniform every day to serve our city. Together, we're proven that when we invest in safety, when we invest in partnerships and accountability, Troy becomes stronger. And together, we'll continue to keep our city safer, cleaner, and stronger. Our commitment to public safety extends well beyond policing. And under my administration, we've made unprecedented investments in our Troy Fire Department. In total, we've invested more than $16 million into the department, ensuring our firefighters, our EMS personnel, have the resources and the tools that they need to protect lives and property. This spring, we'll break ground on a brand new state-of-the-art firehouse on 2nd Ave in the Berg, a long overdue project that will better serve our community. Additionally, just as important, our other existing firehouses are receiving much love, needed upgrades, and maintenance work. Through our efforts to build a fiscally responsible and forward-thinking 2026 budget, we achieved full funding for 24-hour ambulance service across our city. Residents can have confidence that when they call in a moment of emergency, our highly trained EMS professionals will be there to respond. This historic investment also allowed us to purchase brand new firefighting apparatus, a new pumper, new ambulance. These critical upgrades ensure that the Troy Fire Department is equipped with modern and state-of-the-art equipment, giving our firefighters and EMS personnel the tools that they need to do their job safely, effectively, and efficiently. But none of this progress would be possible without the leadership and dedication. Chief Rich Salucci, great hair, we love Rich Salucci. And don't worry, Chief DeWolf has great hair too. We're gonna see the two of them in an arm wrestling competition, guys. Assistant Chief Mike Kelleher, Deputy Chief Jared Behringer, and the men and women of the Troy Fire Department who serve our community with courage, professionalism, and pride every single day. Thank you. And we've heard the taxpayers and residents of the city loud and clear. They want their hard-earned dollars spent on the basics, the things that matter most. They want to see a police officer on their street. They want that confidence that when they dial 911, an ambulance will arrive within minutes when a loved one is in crisis. They want to know that our firefighters, our police officers have that equipment that they need, the training they deserve, and facilities that reflect the critical work they do. Not firehouses that are crumbling concrete or walls that leak. That is why we continue to invest where it counts, because public safety is not optional. It's the foundation of trust, stability, in a city that works for everyone. And you've heard it often, improving quality of life for our residents, it doesn't stop at safer streets, cleaner parks, and stronger neighborhoods. It extends into your home. Safe, affordable, and healthy housing is a fundamental right. And my administration is committed to ensuring that tenants and homeowners alike have the resources, the protections, and the enforcement they deserve. That means working hand in hand with our code enforcement team, holding bad actors accountable, and making sure residents know their rights and the tools available to them. We continue to aggressively enforce housing codes while empowering residents through initiatives like Operation Sweep, which resulted in hundreds and hundreds of violations each time. Additionally, tenants can report violations anonymously through the city's code enforcement hotline, and all residents have access to information on housing protection, on legal resources, which is located prominently on our City Hall website. This year, we have increased our vacant building fees to ensure that the negligent property owners are held accountable. But that enforcement and those fees alone are not always enough. It also means standing up forces like destabilized neighborhoods, from private equity investors to negligent landlords. Last year, I proudly supported Governor Hochul's legislation to curb the bulk purchase of single and two-family homes by institutional investors, protecting our local families and preserving neighborhood stability. Folks, Troy was one of the first municipalities to become a pro-housing community, opening doors to new funding that helps us continue revitalizing our neighborhoods, improving the quality of life for homeowners and renters alike. Since I have taken office, over 2,400 units of workforce housing have been built, are being built, and by this, we're creating opportunity, stability, and a future for our residents. We're also taking decisive action to protect residents from lead exposure. This year, in partnership with County Executive McLaughlin in Rensselaer County, we'll implement a lead paint landlord registry program, a critical step in safeguarding public health, especially for our children, while strengthening accountability among property owners. This program has allowed us to hire additional staff, work directly with landlords on code issues like heating and various living conditions. And we will be accelerating a comprehensive overhaul of the landlord registry. It's important to note that while our code enforcement team, led by our awesome commissioner, where are you, Joe Mazzarello, and, yep, they call him Zaza, and Director Carlos Oriento, where are you? Thank you, Carlo. Thank you, brother. The critical work of issuing violations and holding bad actors accountable, the courts play a vital role in carrying that mission forward. I hope our city court judges continue to do the right thing and work alongside us to ensure that negligent property owners are held accountable and our neighborhoods are protected. And finally, under my administration, we've revived and now are fully utilizing our Troy Land Bank. The work of Executive Director Brad Lewis and Paul Donnelly, who I believe is here, cannot be overstated. Their team is achieving remarkable success rehabbing vacant properties, turning them into beautiful, affordable, and quality housing for all residents. Together, we're proud to take advantage of a new program called Move In New York, a $100 million initiative designed to combat housing shortages by building high-quality prefab starter homes. For too long, too many hardworking families have felt that home ownership simply was out of reach. This program is about changing that reality. It's about creating attainable pathways to owning a first home right here in Troy. Listen, everyone deserves the opportunity to put down roots in the community they love. So by embracing this innovative solution, Move in New York, we're not just building houses, we're building stability, opportunity, and a stronger future for the next generation. Brad, Paul, the entire Land Bank Board, thank you for your hard work, your commitment, your dedication, and your partnership with this mission. There are few responsibilities more fundamental than ensuring that every resident has access to safe, clean drinking water. From the very beginning of my administration, replacing every lead pipe in the city of Troy has been a top priority. And tonight, I'm proud to report real and measurable progress. To date, we've replaced more than 550 lead service lines across our city, eliminating a serious health risk to thousands of families. To accelerate this work, we're using innovative, data-driven tools. The city is now leveraging AI-powered software to help our Department of Public Utilities locate lead service lines on both the public and the private side. This technology has dramatically increased our lead service line inventory, which now sits at more than 70% complete. We were hovering around 50% when I took office. As we continue to collect and analyze this data, it directly guides where we target replacements, allowing us to identify hotspots, clusters of lead service lines, and address them block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, with a direct focus in areas where many children live. A perfect example, if you saw 7th Ave in Lansingburg, we used that data-driven approach. We replaced nearly every lead service line along the avenue, and then we completed milling and paving, fixing the infrastructure the right way and the long term. But replacing lead pipes is only one part of protecting public health. And that is why we also took decisive action on corrosion control. And I see Andrew right now, all pumped up, man. In 2024, a temporary corrosion control system was designed, approved, and installed to feed orthophosphate, and I know Russ loves that word, into our water system. This treatment creates a protective coating on the interior walls of lead pipes, preventing them from leaching into the drinking water, and provides an immediate layer of protection for our residents. Now, I know this doesn't really sound sexy, it sounds kind of technical, but this is critical to keeping our water safer and cleaner, and we're not stopping there. Through grant funding, we've advanced the research and the design for a permanent corrosion control system. Those plans are now at the 90% design phase and are currently under review by our water plant staff. Once complete, this permanent system will deliver critical upgrades to our chemical feed system and expand on site the orthophosphate storage, strengthening water safety for decades to come. And now the really exciting part, because we've been so successful in our lead pipe replacement efforts, just recently the governor awarded Troy an additional $16.7 million so that we can hire more contractors to expedite lead pipe replacement. I cannot thank and recognize the exceptional work of our quality of life action crews in our public utilities department. These men and women, they're out late at night, they're addressing issues on the spot. Just last night, we got a midnight call. Please join me in welcoming our new Director of the Department of Public Utilities, Chris Arzumanian. Thank you. And Chris's right hand, Andrew Golden, you guys are leading the charge on lead pipe replacement efforts. We cannot thank you enough. And then the men and women who are out there in the middle of the night, say thank you to Rudy, Pat, and the team. Thanks, guys. With their help, we continue to address the issues at Eddie's Lane Pumping Station, DEC compliance, and we are upgrading our water plant facilities. But this is about long-term leadership. This is what it looks like, confronting decades-old problems head-on, embracing innovation, making smart investments, and building a healthier, more resilient Troy for generations to come. And our commitment to modernizing Troy extends to every street, every sidewalk, and every alleyway in our city through our annual infrastructure improvement plan. In 2025, we milled and paved 11 major roads and alleyways and side streets across the city. Spring Ave, Pinewoods Ave, believe me, people were begging. 2nd Ave, 5th Ave, 7th Ave, Congress Street. These improvements not only make travel safer and smoother for residents and visitors, but it also enhances the overall look and feel of our neighborhoods. It builds that pride in their home, in their neighborhood once again. And in addition, we have reconstructed more than 70 sidewalks and ramps throughout Troy to ensure full ADA compliance, providing safe and accessible travel for all residents, all visitors, including those most vulnerable with disabilities. I want to take this moment once again to thank our awesome Deputy Mayor, Seamus Donnelly, City Engineer, Chris Marini, General Services Commiss Joe Maz, our planning, our CDBG staff, our DPU, and every member of our team who plays a role in this ongoing work to strengthen Troy's infrastructure. Thank you, guys. And folks, this never happened before. Our departments are working together. Through bi-weekly meetings, we strategize on improving roads, bridges, water systems, our public facilities. It's never-ending work, and it takes dedicated, knowledgeable public servants working behind the scenes every single day to keep our city moving forward. Our milling and paving efforts are coordinated with lead pipe replacement, ensuring that we're repairing our infrastructure the right way without ripping up newly paved streets to replace old pipes. This is deliberate. This is forward-thinking approach to fixing long-standing problems rather than putting temporary solutions over years of deferred maintenance. And don't you love how we fixed that small section of Ferry Street? I never thought, some folks get it, but I never thought that addressing such a small section of road, like taking the circle out on Sauce Ave, would bring so much joy to so many residents and businesses in the area. But we hear you and we listen. This minor fix on Ferry Street is paving the way for the nearly $12 million Congress and Ferry Street Corridor project, a transformational federal investment in accessibility, safety, and mobility in our collar city. This project will modernize the Ferry Street Tunnel, and anyone that's driven through there knows how badly that's needed. A 12-foot travel lane, a bike lane, new lighting, critical structural repairs, while Congress Street will see new travel and parking lanes, a bike lane, ADA compliant sidewalks, and improved access throughout. The really cool part of the project, you know that ramp that goes to Watervliet where people think that they're going to Troy and have to do a U-E? Well now, even though Mayor Petroselli likes it, people stop in Watervliet, now the reconstruction of the on-ramp that heads across the Hudson to Watervliet will actually be reconstructed to connect our downtown to South Troy. It also includes new tree plantings, removals limited only to those impacting utility lines and structures. Whether you live in Troy, whether you're visiting in Troy, you deserve the safest and the smoothest travel possible. And these improvements are tangible examples of how our administration is delivering for our city, street by street and block by block. But we know a strong city is built by the people who show up every single day to serve it. Since 2024, my administration has successfully resolved all major union contracts. These agreements were not easy, but they were necessary, and they were guided by respect, by fairness, and good faith on all sides. Each of these new contracts includes pay raises and increased longevity pay, because the men and women who keep Troy running deserve to know that their service, that their experience, and their dedication matters. These are the employees who plow our streets in the middle of the night, respond at moments of crisis, keep our buildings safe, answer the phones, and ensure city services never stop. Whether you're a Quality of Life Action Crew member on the streets like Joe Martin, or Tom Abbott, or Chris Hart, Chris Kavanaugh, and Kevin Graber, or one of our staff at City Hall reviewing plans, processing payroll, or collecting bills, know that you are valued. You are appreciated, and without you, city government would have no true function. I thank all of you for your continued hard work, your dedication in all of these roles. Thank you. And these agreements are not just line items in the budget. They're investments in people. They're a statement of value to the workforce that shows up day in and day out to keep our city safer, to keep it functioning, and to move it forward. When we invest in our employees, we invest in stability and morale and in the future of our city. And when labor and management work together with mutual respect, our entire community benefits. Building a strong city requires not only vision, but discipline. And the 2026 budget reflects a fiscally responsible, forward-thinking approach to governing. Despite external realities that continue to challenge local governments, whether it be double-digit increases in pension costs and insurance premiums, we've delivered a budget that meets the moment. While other municipalities across the region are raising taxes in double digits and even breaking their tax caps, in Troy, we are not. We're protecting taxpayers while continuing to invest in our city and our assets. Through the hard work and diligence of Deputy Mayor Seamus Donnelly, Finance and Personnel Director Gabrielle Mahoney, wherever you are, Comptroller Mike McNeff, you should know he's not here. He had a pre-planned trip to Ireland. We really feel bad for Mike. And myself, we developed a budget that's fiscally responsible, forward-thinking, and ensures that none of the critical investments that we're making across the city are compromised. This budget also preserves the City of Troy's exceptionally strong credit and bond rating, guaranteeing long-term financial stability and keeping borrowing costs manageable for future infrastructure and capital improvements. We know this to be true through our utilization through the LDC, the Troy Local Development Corporation, which has played a key role in the relocation of our city hall, geothermal project, and moving the giant saw pile. Yes, after 30 years, that will be moving soon. But these are major projects, folks, that would not be made possible without the backing of our city's credit and bond ratings. Folks, if our ratings weren't exceptionally strong, we would not have the capability of getting these things done. That's the truth. That's what real fiscal responsibility looks like. The 2026 budget also delivers on a promise I made to residents when I ran for mayor. For the first time, we've reduced the annual garbage fee by $25 per unit. Our goal is to continue lowering this fee in the years ahead. And in 2026, we'll roll out a plan to incentivize property owners and businesses using private sanitation services to bring them back to the city of Troy, because our service is and will remain cheaper, faster, and higher quality. In addition, the 2026 budget continues our transition to modern financial and payroll systems with the implementation of Tyler Technologies, leaving behind the archaic, yes, 1980s KVS system that we are presently using. It requires our staff to actually process payroll by paper. This modernization will streamline operations, improve accuracy, enhance transparency, and reduce long-term costs, allowing our employees to focus on serving our residents rather than wrestling with this outdated technology. I'd like to take this time to thank Comptroller Mike McNeff, our Director of BIS, where are you, OMAID, and the entire BIS team. And built into our 2026 budget is the continuation of free bulk trash drop-offs at our Alamo. These events, which my administration began in 2024, are intended to give our residents the ability to get rid of their trash in an environmentally friendly way without having to pay for it out of their own pocket. In 2026, we'll hold 4 more of these events. Just this past Saturday, we held our winter drop-off. Yes, it was super cold, which resulted in 226 vehicles dropping trash at our Alamo. Think about this. Now it's not in our alleyways, it's not along the streets. Mattresses aren't piled up in the Bergen alleyways or South Troy. This is a continuation of ensuring our streets and neighborhoods remain safer, cleaner, and I look forward to holding 3 more of these in the spring, summer, and fall. And this is what responsible government looks like. Protecting our taxpayers, keeping our streets safer and cleaner, strengthening city services, and investing in Troy's future without passing the burden on to our residents or our taxpayers. We're proving that you can have bold investment, innovation, and long-term planning while keeping our city affordable for the people who call it home. And our city parks are the heart of our community. And under this administration, we've made historic investments to ensure that every resident has access to safe, welcoming, inclusive, and modern recreational spaces and amenities. At Kinloch Park, we're addressing long overdue drainage issues that have plagued that park for decades. In 2026, we'll install brand new playground equipment. We'll repave the basketball court with new hoops. Based off the feedback we received from residents at a public meeting last year, we'll also be adding brand new benches. Both the smaller and larger dog park will remain, and continuing to provide spaces for our 4-legged friends and their owners to gather safely. At Prospect Park, we unveiled brand new tennis courts, pickleball courts, as well as fully accessible playground equipment with surfacing design for individuals with intellectual, physical, and developmental disabilities. This upgrade ensures that every child can play and every family can enjoy our park together. Little Italy Marketplace is another shining example of how targeted investments can transform a neighborhood. In 2025, we completed phase 1 of upgrades by milling and paving Liberty Street, constructing brand new ADA compliant sidewalks, and creating a welcoming new entry that reflects the pride of this historic community. And we're not stopping there. In 2026, phase 2 will bring even more life, more energy to the area with the addition of a new bocce ball court, where's Frank Marola, a sprinkler, and a dog run, spaces that invite families, neighbors, and visitors to gather and enjoy. I'd like to take this moment to thank Sammy Chapone, Heather Hamlin, Agnes Zink, and the entire Little Italy Quality of Life Committee for their tireless advocacy and their deep love and passion for Little Italy neighborhood. Thank you. And listen, we know that this all dominoes. The Little Italy neighborhood, it's hopping, momentum is building, and the stage has been set for major economic development that will benefit this community for generations to come. On to Freer Park. We've committed to major upgrades throughout the entire park. In 2026, this includes the creation and installation of the Capital Region's first all-inclusive playground area on North Lake Avenue. It includes new playground equipment and resurfacing at the playground by the ice rink. We'll also build brand new tennis courts, pickleball courts. The trail system will be upgraded with the support Brian Sano, Brom, Rhonda, the entire Freer Park Conservancy team. You do an awesome job. We love you. Keep rocking it. Thank you. Additionally, construction will begin on a brand new multi-use pavilion that will house a restaurant and event space open to golfers, residents, and visitors alike. Freer Park is truly a gem of our city, bringing in significant revenue that helps fund upgrades across all of our parks, ensuring every neighborhood benefits. At Knickerbocker Park, we're extremely excited for the opening of the Nick Aquatic Center this summer, featuring an 8-lane Olympic-sized swimming pool, chaise lounging, 3 splash pads, and a pool house. I made a promise when I became mayor to bring a pool back to Knickerbocker Park. The people of Troy and the Lansenburg neighborhood deserves this, and I'm proud to say our administration is delivering it for you and your family. Shane and I are going to Cannonball this summer, and I promise you Shane will not wear a Speedo, okay? In January of 2025, we reopened the Nick Ice Rink in partnership with our county exec, Steve McLaughlin. We had 12,000 people make use of public skate time. I see my friend Vic Christopher in the crowd tonight. Vic is at that ice rink almost every day for public skating. He knows how important this is to have. I thank Vic. It's open, it's accessible for residents. And Vic, I hear you're crushing it out there. Between those taking advantage of public skating and the traffic we see from Troy-Albany Hockey Association, LaSalle Institute, Capital District Hockey Association, and others, we estimate that 100,000 people have walked through the doors of the Nick Ice Rink in 2025. I saw Mark Egan over there go, wow, that is pretty cool, isn't it? I want to sincerely give a huge shout out to thank Kim Ash McPherson, Therese Swoda, and Catherine Kuntz of the Lansenburg Neighborhood Association, and my pal Jim Gully, just Jim, for always looking out for our community and making sure that Berg's voice is heard. I see Andrea Fairhurst here also. Thank you, Andrea. Kim and Jim and I actually fought many years ago to ensure that this park received the investment it deserved, and now, after all these years, folks, we can proudly say we did it. You know, our neighborhoods and the organizations, you're unsung heroes of our city. These are the people who are out on the streets every single day, not behind a desk, but boots on the ground, helping our administration identify issues in real time and address them head on. When something isn't right in the neighborhood, they don't wait. Believe me, I get 4 a.m. Facebook messages, calls at 2 a.m., believe me. They step up, they speak out, and they work with us to get results. That partnership is invaluable, and I cannot thank you enough for your continued work to keep our streets safer, to keep our neighborhoods and parks safer and cleaner. And through these investments, we're not just improving our parks, we're strengthening the health, the wellness, the quality of life for every resident in Troy. I'd like to take this time to once again thank our Commissioner of General Services, Joe Mazzarello, who oversees our Parks and Rec Department, among many other departments. You're crushing it, brother. And I look forward to working across the aisle with our City Council to deliver real upgrades to our city parks all across the city in 2026 and beyond. And as we talk about the future of Troy, we have to talk about green energy and sustainability and doing it the right way. That's why I was proud to work across the aisle with the City Council to pass a 6-month moratorium on battery energy storage systems. That decision showed that even when issues are complex and sometimes controversial, we can come together. We can slow things down. We can ask the right questions. And we put the safety and interests of our residents first. Responsible progress requires collaboration, and that's exactly what this administration is committed to do. And at the same time, this is super cool, folks. I'm sorry, we're wrapping up soon. But at the same time, Troy there's so much going on. Troy is positioning itself as a leader in the next generation clean energy through the Troy Utility Thermal Energy Network project. It's the first of its kind, folks, in New York State. This is an ambitious and innovative effort to integrate a utility-scale thermal energy network within a dense historic urban core, something few cities in the country have actually attempted. This project utilizes a geothermal bore field installed on city-owned land, which will be leased by the LDC and subleased to our partners at National Grid for construction and operation. Advanced underground distribution piping will be carefully designed to minimize disruption to the existing infrastructure and the surrounding neighborhoods. This modern heat pump technology and a centralized energy center will efficiently deliver heating and cooling to residential, to office, to commercial buildings like the Troy Music Hall. And geothermal will not only reduce emissions and energy costs, but it will also set a national precedent for how historic cities can pursue decarbonization while driving economic development. In Troy, we're proving that environmental stewardship, economic development, and smart governance are not competing priorities. They're a part of the same vision for a stronger, more resilient city. And while we're making, thanks, Kev, while we're making major investments in infrastructure and economic development, we are just as committed to work that happens every single day to improve quality of life in our neighborhoods. I want to recognize and introduce Jack Kissinger, our sustainability coordinator. Where are you, Jack? Jack has led the charge. Jack has led the charge of strengthening our sustainability and recycling efforts, helping Troy become cleaner and more environmentally responsible. He's worked with Joe diligently to get nearly 300 LED streetlights back up and operational across the city, making our streets brighter, safer, and more energy efficient. Thank you, Jack, Joe, and the team. And one of the most important investments we can make as a city is in our young people, because the future of Troy depends on the opportunities we create for them, you guys. When I came into office, Kevin Pryor was one of my first hires as Director of Diversity, Opportunity, and Outreach. From day one, Kevin and I shared a vision for this role, not as a position behind a desk, not an academic position, but a presence out in the community, engaging directly with our youth, working with parents and connecting organizations across the city to build a united network of support and opportunity. I'm proud to announce tonight that through Kevin's leadership and in partnership with County Exec McLaughlin and the Rensselaer County Workforce Development and Brian Williams, we put 186 Troy students to work over the summer. These opportunities, they give our young people real-world experience, real paychecks, and the confidence and tools that they need to chart their own path forward. Kevin, you've become a driving force behind some of the most impactful initiatives in our city. You're a leading voice, Project Rise, a DCJS program focused on bringing new levels of funding to the tune of $6 million for the next 3 years to support local nonprofits and our community. And I see one of our partners out there. He's working with us every day. Jerry Ford, Team Hero, thank you. Elvira, thank you. And let's recognize Troy Look, Karen Bobo, and the Troy Look kids. Kevin, you're a busy man. Kevin also, this is so cool, guys, created the Lunch and Learn program. Every Tuesday during the school year, you can find Kevin up at Troy High School with John Carmella working directly with students, connecting them to real opportunities through local labor unions, EOC trade school programs, the military branches now go, the Troy Drug-Free Community Coalition led by Tarasha Darden McCoy. Thank you, Tarasha. And most recently, Kevin has led the charge on an innovative diversion program with Kyle and the sheriff. Thank you so much. This gives our youth the opportunity to visit and speak with inmates at Rensselaer County Correctional Facility, offering a really powerful and honest look at the realities of life inside the system. Kevin. This is what meaningful youth development looks like, meeting young people where they are, investing in their potential and building a stronger Troy for generations to come. Listen, folks, you know, former Greenway director, in case you haven't heard, it's an inside joke, and Canal Corporation director. I'm super passionate about the waterfront. Our waterfront is once again alive in Troy with energy, opportunity, and pride. And the success of the Troy Downtown Marina in 2025 tells that story better than anything else. Last year, we made the decision to bring the marina back in-house, trusting our own staff to manage and operate this asset instead of spending more taxpayer dollars on outside vendors. That decision paid off. In its first season under full city management, the Troy Marina saw stronger occupancy, repeat visitors, and steady growth, cementing its reputation as a premier stop along our gem, the Hudson River. Hundreds of boats docked in Troy throughout the season, many returning again and again. I know Gary will tell you that right here at Brown's. Drawn by our revitalized waterfront, our downtown energy, and the unique character of our city. Fuel and dockage sales were strong, and the marina became a consistent driver of economic activity for local businesses. One of the most exciting developments was our continued partnership with American Cruise Lines and making Troy, for the first time ever, a port-of-call destination from Manhattan to Troy and Troy to Manhattan. In 2025, our marina welcomed 17 of these cruise ship arrivals, bringing thousands of visitors directly into our downtown. These guests explored our shops, restaurants, visited the Troy Farmers Market, which is the greatest in the country, and experienced our Central Troy Historic District. Kathy Sheehan brought them on many visits and tours, providing a real and meaningful boost to our local economy. This partnership reflects our strategic commitment to expanding riverfront activity, strengthening maritime infrastructure, and positioning Troy as a must-visit destination. The Troy Marina has become one of the capital region's success stories, driving tourism, supporting small businesses, and showcasing the beauty of our waterfront. Furthering our effort to utilize our waterfront as the front door to economic development, in 2025, we're thrilled to have secured $1 million in funding to extend our vibrant Marina North Riverfront Park. I apologize, Riverwalk project. I get very excited about this. This critical investment will enhance public access to Troy's waterfront, improve walkability, and create more community-centered spaces that celebrate our city's rich history and natural beauty. As part of the larger $6.3 million project, this funding brings us one step closer to strengthening Troy's connection to its historic waterfront, creating a space that residents and visitors alike can enjoy for years to come. And on a side note, Dan, if you could tell your boss, we're about $2 million short, okay? In 2025, I'm proud to say that we've reached a comprehensive agreement ensuring the Downtown Troy Business Improvement District, led by our very own Executive Director, Olivia Clementi, and the bid board, will remain fully operational as we head into the new fiscal year. This is a great partnership with the City Council, Olivia, and the bid board. We did this without compromising our 2026 tax cap. This was critically important because it proves that when we can be fiscally responsible while still investing in the vibrancy and the vitality of our downtown. This agreement not only secures the future of our beloved events like the Troy Pig Out, Chowderfest, and Troy Pride Night Out, events that bring thousands of visitors to our city, but it also strengthens the BID's collaboration with the city as we expand our quality of life initiatives. Most importantly, it reinforces our shared commitment to supporting and empowering our small business owners. By working together, we're creating an environment where entrepreneurs have the resources, the foot traffic, the partnerships, and the city support that they need to grow, succeed, and reach their full potential right here in Troy. So building off that, in 2026, I will begin to hold a series of small business roundtable sessions that will be comprised of business owners, both large and small, to collaborate and help one another because our business owners are the backbone of our local economy. Thank you. And when it comes to economic development, upgrading signage and wayfinding signs, they may seem like a small step, but it's a critical investment in making our city more navigable for both residents and visitors. In 2026, we'll be making key upgrades to signs all throughout the city, helping people easily find businesses, cultural sites, and public spaces. These improvements will not only support local commerce, but also they'll enhance the overall experience of exploring our city, making it easier than ever for everyone to enjoy Troy because we have so much to offer. And we know there's a vibe in Troy right now. There's energy. People want to come to Troy. They want to stay in Troy. And they want to be part of this momentum building along our riverfront, our waterfront, and all throughout the city. But tonight, folks, I'm proud to say that we have finalized the relocation of Troy City Hall to the historic Proctor's Theater. After nearly 15 years without a permanent home for City Hall, during which costs continue to rise without building any equity, we have finally secured a cost-effective, permanent future for city government right in the heart of our city. Thanks to the guaranteed maximum price construction contract, yes, very important, negotiated by our dedicated team, these prices are secured and provide long-term certainty for taxpayers. This move will save residents more than $6 million over the next 30 years, immediately reducing our annual payment by $100,000 and restores pride to the center of Troy's civic life. Hopefully you're seeing some pictures. Renovations are already underway within the theater, and as many of you have seen driving by, Proctor's will soon house our brand new assembly hall and community event space. This will be the place where city council meetings are held, where legislation and ideas are debated, and where progress continues to be made on behalf of our residents. The parking garage located behind Proctor's will serve as the primary parking location for city staff during the workday, as well as residents and visitors come in the City Hall, and it will be free of charge. Just recently, I established a Proctor's Theater subcommittee comprised of individuals with deep knowledge of the theater's rich history, along with painting and mural conservation experts who will help guide us through the restoration process. Their expertise will be instrumental as we work together to thoughtfully preserve the building's historic character from its architectural details to its original artwork, while adopting the space to serve as our new City Hall. This effort is about honoring the legacy of Proctor's while ensuring it remains a vibrant, functional centerpiece of our community for generations to come. I want to sincerely thank Deputy Mayor Seamus Donnelly, Executive Director of the LDC, also the LDC Board, Justin Miller. Your diligent work in negotiating pricing, securing renovation costs that came in much lower than expected, and delivering long-term savings for our residents and our city. I also want to thank Joe Nicola and the entire team at Columbia Development for working with us to help make this vision a reality. Without your stewardship and careful preservation of Proctor's Theater over 15 years ago, this transition would not have been possible. Now, I've heard people say they wish Proctor's could once again operate as a live theater, and I truly understand that sentiment. I wish it were financially feasible to make that happen. But the good news is that the former American Theater on River Street remains on track to reopen in 2027 as a renovated movie theater and performance space for contemporary music. As part of the restoration, the building's facade and signage will be thoughtfully recreated through elements drawn from historic images, bringing its original character back to life. When the American Theater reopens, it will mark the first time in nearly 70 years that this venue welcomes Troy residents and visitors from all across the Capital Region once again. Soon, we'll be announcing a groundbreaking ceremony for our future home of Troy City Hall. As details are made public, I would be thrilled to have you all join me for that momentous occasion. You know, when I ran for mayor, I made a promise to find a permanent home for City Hall, and I'm proud to deliver on that promise. This move is about the future of our city. It's about the years when many of us are no longer here. I hope I am, but it's about responsibility to leave behind a safer, cleaner, and stronger Troy for the next generation and the generation after that. By preserving this historic theater and transforming it into a new city hall, we're ushering a new era of civic engagement, stability, and prideful purpose for our city. Now, there's moments in our city's history when a long-standing symbol of stagnation is finally replaced with a symbol of progress. Tonight, I'm proud to say that moment is on the horizon for our city. For far too long, One Monument Square has been known as a hole in the ground, a daily reminder of what did not happen and what went unfinished. That changes now. I'm excited to announce this evening that in the coming months, my administration will be bringing a package forward to the City Council that includes transferring the property of One Monument Square to the Troy LDC, building on the proven success of the LDC, including its leadership role in the relocation of City Hall to Proctor's Theater. We will once again use this powerful economic development tool to deliver results for our city while furthering opening up our waterfront access. This project will transform One Monument Square from a vacant site into a major economic driver for Troy. The plan includes the construction of a new commercial building featuring workforce housing, ground floor retail, and commercial office space. This development will bring new residents downtown, create jobs, strengthen our tax base, and inject long-term energy into the heart of our city. This is more than a construction project. It's a statement about who we are and where we are going. It says that Troy no longer accepts unfinished business, missed opportunities, or excuses. We believe in our downtown. We believe in our people, and we believe in the future of our city. I want to thank my colleagues and partners in state government, Assemblymember John McDonald, Senator Jake Ashby, for working with our city to bring the necessary funding to making this idea a reality. Let's do this, guys. This proposal will change the course of Troy's history, replacing a symbol of delay with a beacon of growth, confidence, and momentum for generations to come. The long-awaited development of One Monument Square, it's not a Democrat or Republican issue. We all want to see this hole in the ground turned into something we can be proud of. I look forward to working with the City Council across the political aisle to once and for all end this chronicle of stagnation and inaction. Look, folks, I'm going to be real with you. I normally am. Enough is enough. If it turns out that this proposal does not make financial sense, or if we hit roadblocks we can't overcome, I am more than prepared to rip that godforsaken fence down, level the ground, and turn that space into a brand new park, a place for our residents and visitors to enjoy, a space that brings our community together, and a win for Troy no matter what. We don't quit, Troy. We don't settle. And we always make sure our neighborhoods and our people come first. So tonight, what I hope you take with you is this. We're not afraid to chase our dreams. Troy has momentum, real momentum. And we're standing right now at the precipice of something extraordinary. I feel it. You gotta feel it. We have a choice in front of us to let this moment pass or work together to seize it and turn it into something beautiful, something pure, something worthy of the generations that built this city and the generations yet to come. We'll continue to reach for the stars, not because it's easy, but because Troy has never been a city that settles. And listen, I understand change can be scary. It's okay to worry. It's okay to question. It's okay to ask how. But the days of searching for every reason to say no, every excuse for why something can't be done, that's long gone. In Troy, today, tomorrow, and every day forward, we say yes. We're Troy strong. We're Troy grit. The spirit of this city doesn't live in brick or stone. It lives in our people. It lives in each and every one of you. We're builders. We're dreamers. We're fighters. Oh, yeah. And as long as I have the honor of serving as your mayor, I'll continue to fight relentlessly, unapologetically, and with everything I have for you. Because this is our moment. This is our time. And the best chapters of Troy's stories are still ahead. I want to thank you all for joining me this evening. Please get home safely. God bless you all, and may God bless the great city of Troy.